Hello everybody, ProtoFoxy here, coming back at you with another video, and it's rare that I go ahead and get one right out the gate as soon as I get one, but this one I just had to get out because this is one I had been anticipating and super excited for, and happened to come across it today, and the video is going up today, so which is April 10th. So people watching this in the future know that when I say today, it's April 10th. But anywho, today we are going to be talking about Transformers Age of the Primes Armada Red Alert. And like I said, I was anticipating this figure coming out. One of the few that were coming out from the new Age of the Primes line. Because again, you just kind of picking and choosing here and there. Obviously, what I collect, I'm not a big completist like I used to be, but this one here, super excited for, because I really liked the original Red Alert toy back from Armada. One of those toys, actually, that I was surprised I liked as much as I did, because I had seen it when it was coming out. I had seen pictures, was like, it's all right. And at the time, I was definitely a completist. I was younger. I had no real responsibilities outside of just making car payments. So it was one of those things. And I ended up really liking the Armada Red Alert toy. And so when I saw they were giving us this, and he wasn't just a straight up redeco of the Cannonball figure we got in the, God, what do they call it? The Star Raiders capsule line. It was actually going to be a new toy, or a new mold. It was like, yep, gotta get it, and came across it, found it, and I gotta tell you my thoughts on it. But I will say right out the gate, yes, and we're gonna talk about it. First, we're gonna get into the packaging. First, we've got in, my first look at the new Age of the Prime packaging. We got Red Alert artwork, Transformers, Age of the Primes, Autobot Red Alert. It's Armada Red Alert. Got a real cool sideways render of Armada Red Alert. Got the cool Age of the Primes artwork. Got another cool close-up of that render. Really awesome. We've got Armada Red Alert in robot mode, vehicle mode, all that stuff, 22 steps. We'll see about that. And that is it for the packaging. And we're going to get right down to the toy. Got him in vehicle mode. And outside of my usual qualms about the size of toys these days, very rarely do I say something is near perfect, but this is a near perfect recreation of the original toy. We do have little bits here and there. Obviously, we don't get the Red Cross anymore. We have the Transformers approximation of the emergency vehicle symbol, which, hey, Red Cross, they copyrighted it. It's theirs. But everything else is, and outside of the Minicom ports, we do have 5mm ports for weapon systems, whatever, and we do even have the oh my goodness, excuse me, we do even have a 5mm port here where one of the original Minicom ports were, but we do get one on the back to kind of give us the whole oh god, how do I want to say this? I'm having trouble retrieving words. Give us the whole Minicom port from the original toy. And again, detailing is perfect. I do have the original Armada Red Alert still, but I didn't pull them down from the shelf. So I went ahead and got out of storage I believe this was a Costco redeco, and it's supposed to be Energon Prowl, but it's Red Alert. And as we see here, as we get the two of them together, I mean, obviously outside of the paint deco, because this is a different deco, mold-wise, beat for beat, the Age of the Primes toy hits it. Everything works. We do have the covered up, we do have the back flap here for the vehicle mode on the new one, as opposed to having the feet out the open. Let's just spin it around here. But all the molding details are hit damn near perfectly. So as we see the original Armada Red Alert mold again, just because I didn't want to be bothered pulling the original toy off the shelf because I got him standing towards the back, and I don't want to have to move about 10 figures to get the original toy off, so we're just going to do with the redeco because the mold is the same. And here, again, just to show, you know, the mini-com port does work, obviously. So we can definitely, you know, if we get mini-cons in Age of the Primes or, you know, anywhere in between, we will definitely get it. And just to show, and I was actually surprised when I pulled this out of storage that not only were the batteries still in there, because normally I take batteries out of toys that make sound, the batteries still work. So we got that. That's there. All the gimmicks. But then we get, you know, the flipping forward of the cannon in vehicle mode. And yes, we do even get an approximation of that on the new toy. And that is awesome. So take it as what you will. I am just so in awe and flabbergasted about all of the notes they hit correctly with this toy. The only thing I can legitimately say, and I don't want to say so much as a gripe, and it'll go down into robot mode as well outside of the size, but I've been complaining and bitching about that for years now, so I'm not going to even bother going into it. But I do wish we would have gotten the gimmick where the front end opens and we get the disc launcher. But hey, we don't, they aren't about gimmicks now. We're about just, cool looking toys, and this one does it. Let's get him into robot mode, and we will go ahead and talk more about that. And again, this one does a couple of things, a couple of small steps differently, because again, we have that back flap there. But we're going to go ahead, start getting, and I will not really go step by step here. I don't do the whole explaining every single step. Oh, and, storage for the piece for the cannon. We'll go ahead and remove that now because that's actually an important part. Oh, of course, if I can get my big old finger in there. But yeah, we'll take that out because that goes in for robot mode. But everything it does definitely hits notes of the original toy. And I can't, and as far as transformation goes, and I can't say that I am disappointed. I am going to beam about this toy for probably the next 10 minutes here, because I am just in awe about how well this turned out. And normally I complain about prices, especially, oops, I went too far without folding the foot down. Thankfully enough, that's all friction pegged. Normally I go on about how, size and price and whatever, and you know what? I spent the $35, the retail price on the Voyager here, and I am not disappointed. I am super happy with this figure. Engineering hits just about every note the original figure hit, and I can't say that I am disappointed, because I am not. I am super happy with this figure. Everything goes where it needs to go. We have all of that there. We have his head up. And then another nice little nod to the original. As we come here, we have his little gun attachments for his other hand. Go ahead and pop one of those in to complete the look. And get that in there. And boom. We have Armada Red Alert in robot mode. And yeah, I'm super happy, super pleased. I love it. It's like I said, every single note that the original toy hits, with the exception of the opening chest. Articulation is your typical modern level articulation. He does have double jointed elbows, so he goes all the way, which is beautiful. I just didn't bend that. Now, I will say on my copy, his joints are a little stiffer, but I do appreciate that, because then that means nothing's loose, nothing's floppy. That's about as far back as that goes, but he does get full knee bend. And these move any which way you want them to, just about like on the original toy. And we'll talk about the original toy comparisons in a minute, but definitely typical, typical current generation stuff, and it's awesome, and I love it. And we will go ahead and even do the thing where not only does that flip up and give him the shoulder cannon, and we'll pop that little piece in there to simulate the whole grappling hook missile type deal. It pops off. It goes in his hand just like the original toy. You can even recreate the whole scene where he has his mini-con gimmick and pops into his hand. Let's get a look at that detail. The head sculpt is amazing. That is actually very accurate to the animation model, and of course we didn't check, you know, head articulation or nothing like that. He does have light piping. You get a little bit now. I don't have a light directly on it to shine, but let's just appreciate Armada Red Alert here as we spin him around on the table. And that just, everything about this, perfect silhouette, striking right, you know, damn near exact to the animation model. Everything is awesome. He looks amazing. Feels amazing in hand. There's nothing cheap feeling whatsoever. There's really no waffling in any part of the body whatsoever. I mean, this is just a great approximation of the figure. And while I am off camera, and I won't do it off camera, we'll do it on camera, because I'm going to go ahead and transform the original as well. The redeco of the original, because it is such a joy to transform, and one of the many things I fell in love with the original figure, and why this is probably one of my favorites from that Armada toy line, because it was just, it was a hit. It was good. A real surprise for me, because it was one of those ones where I was like, you know, I will definitely get it to complete my cast for the show, because I was, you know, completionist collector at the time. You know, it was just like, let's get, you know, all the show characters, and I ended up loving this figure very much so. You know, being one of my favorites of the line. So we talk a lot about Armada Red Alert and yammer on and on about it. And we'll get him next to his counterpart that I transformed on camera. And I mean, look at it. That a spitting image. Everything works. It's good. You know, I mean, just the one thing, and even the distances where everything's supposed to sit works. I mean, it's definitely a great update, a great recreation of this original figure. Love every bit about it. And I just can't sing its praises enough. But let's get the original version, you know, the original mold. That's obvious. Like I said, the redeco. We'll get him in with his Armada buddy, original cast buddy, Hot Shot. And we'll get them on there. And they look good together. I don't have the Armada Optimus Prime, the Commander class. I haven't been able to come across it at a good price yet. Eventually, maybe I will, and then I can do original cast. But I do plan on doing a video soon showing you know, Generations love for the Unicron trilogy line as a whole, because obviously now we're going to be getting in Age of the Primes, we're getting two different sideways. We're getting the Cybertron one, which they've shown, which was one of my favorite toys from that whole generation of figures. We're also, there leaked was an Armada sideways, which that's awesome. I do have the Galaxy Armor Upgrade Optimus Prime from Siege, which that's where these guys definitely sit. That's my Unicron trilogy Optimus Prime. But I also have, you know, a bunch of this stuff, and I like the Unicron trilogy toy line as a whole. But the Generations updates are great, and this is probably the best one. And I can't, and there's no hyperbole. And I wanted to go out of my way and say the Armada Sideswipe, which is a toy I'll be reviewing here soon. I wanted to say that was probably my favorite, and it's running a close second to this one. But this one just does it. I mean, I can't put them down. It's great, and I just got him, and as I pop his gun out, but just everything about this one just hits every note for me, and it makes me feel the same way I felt when I got the original Armada Red Alert, where it was just like, I was like, he definitely looks okay, but didn't expect much from it. But I ended up loving that toy, and I knew I was going to enjoy this figure, and this was definitely one I wanted to get. But I mean, look at that. Look at it. He's so good. He's so good. Do yourselves a favor. I know toy prices are expensive right now. I know $35 American on a Voyager is expensive, but do yourself a favor. If you get one Voyager from this line, get this one. This one is so good. I can't sing the praises enough. If you liked Armada, you're going to like this toy. If you like, updated takes and generations, you're going to like this toy. If you have any fondness for the character whatsoever, you're going to like this toy. If you like Transformers in general, you're going to like this toy. Hell, if you like RoboCop because he's got the whole nod to RoboCop in his head, you're going to like this toy. Get this toy. Spend the $35. Do yourself a favor and spoil yourself. Go out of your way and get this figure because it is that damn good. I will go out on a limb and say right now, this is probably one of the best. This would be one of the best top figures in Age of the Primes. I will go that far and say it. For me, this is my favorite figure of Generations right now, probably next to a very select number of toys. But I just can't sing the praises of this one enough. Get this figure, spend the $35, spoil yourself. You will not be disappointed. And I'll say unto you this, if you like this video, give it a like. If you did, shoot a subscribe my way. I would greatly appreciate it because we like talking about toys on this channel and all other manner of things on this channel, which I'll be adding more and more to, blah, 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 blah. But we're talking about toys. We're talking about Transformers. We're talking about Age of the Primes. We're talking about an Armada recreation and probably the best one I have seen in Armada Red Alert as he spins around and spins around. Face the camera, buddy. You can do it because you're just that damn good. I will leave y'all with this. Be kind to yourself and fellow human beings because life is too short, so play on, and I will see you in the next video. Purchase this toy.